Greetings to you. I tell you what, I am happy because you have decided to tune in to this live, to this show. I'm happy because the universe gave me an opportunity to be here again with you today, in your homes, in your cars, on your telephone, your computer, your television. However you've decided to tune in to this show, I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm thankful for all the persons who subscribe, all the persons who make comments, who like the video, who like the live, who share the live. I'm happy. I'm blessed for that. So I want to continue to celebrate this event in my life that I'm grateful for. For you, the loyal, ardent, religious followers who take the time to be a part of my broadcast, who subscribe, who trust me enough to take for granted the things I say on this show. I'm happy. Wherever you are watching from, I trust that you also can find something in your situation right now that you can be happy about. Find something. If it's your family, if it's your job, if it's the fact that you have some money on the bank, if it's a loan that has been approved, if it's an application that has been answered, whatever the situation is, find something right now to be happy about and own it. Because if you hinged your happiness on somebody bringing you good news, you shall be disappointed. In this reality that we live in this reality that we live in, happiness is one thing we can't hope to receive by the hands or the mouth of somebody else. Can't happen. Maybe if you live in India or Europe or even China, yeah, maybe you can have happiness delivered to you by another human being. Welcome to Uncensored, Guyana. I'm Dr. Prasad. I'm still your precious gift. Don't allow my unhappiness to disturb you. I have my reasons, and my reasons are legit. Legit. Yeah. First off, let me commend the Guyana Police Force for the efforts they are making in bringing to justice the cockroaches in our society, the vagabonds and vampires who continues to suck on the blood of the ordinary people. We want to thank them, support them, encourage them. There are a few loose cannons in the police force, but it's not for us to stress over that. They have bosses to answer to, and when the time comes, they will face their due justice. But the majority of the police officers, they want the same thing the rest of us want: peace, safety, and security. So the fact that there are still good Samaritans in Guyana, the police were able to receive and continues to receive credible tips from patriotic Guyanese. And I'm sure a lot of them are Afro-Guyanese that are telling the police, here, crime is being committed there. The robbers are hiding there. Go there, you see this. Go there, you see that. We need to support and encourage those people to continue to report on any criminal activity in their neighborhood. We want to thank the people from the zoos like Linden area. Not all the people in Linden are bad. There are some good ones. So the police discovered the so-called suicide criminal who shot himself, and the gang who were trying to discard of the body of the corpse by burning it. Imagine how sick these people are. This is what you have to deal with. This is what Guyana has to deal with. They were trying to discard the body by burning it so that nobody will find it. Nobody will know. And it's a whole group of them. A gang of them were doing that. This is what you have to deal with. Imagine how many people the police arrested in relation to that criminal who shot himself, and them putting fire, cremating the body so as to no trace would be left. They are so dumb, so stupid. They think because it's done in the area there, in the Linden region, that nobody will report them because they're all black, and maybe 80% of the residents in Linden are criminals. That's the perception they had. Our resolution, as it relates to law enforcement in Guyana, is that criminals don't get bail. That's it. They don't get bail. You need to send a strong message. I've said many times, reform the justice system, put heavier penalties on these idiots. Something got to work. Something has to deter them from committing crime, from possessing these illegal weapons. Something got to work. All these nice wording, all these nonsense for these crimes and criminals, this is why they don't stop. This is why crime continues. Guns everywhere, everywhere. Bring back the days when the police can randomly select any house and kick the bloody door down and go and upturn the mattress, pull down the ceiling, and look for drugs and firearms. Bring those days back. Put the military on the streets. Guyana is going places. But these stumbling blocks that we have to deal with every day these criminals are coming out and they're brandishing weapons all over the place. We can't have that anymore. 2026, man, we can't have that anymore. You see what's happening now? Money talks and bullshit walks. Oh, bullshit in this sense, I refer to people, not the actual poop of the bull, meaning the cow. No. The bullshit I'm talking about are human beings that you can pay to do your bidding. Those are the bullshit that is walking. February 5th is the deadline. They know what's coming. You think this is about the budget? Hold on. You think this whole charade, this whole campaign, this whole circus, where they are conducting a political rally online, rallying for a criminal, you think that's about the budget? You think they're concerned about having an opposition leader because they need to debate a budget? No, has nothing to do with budget. This is because of the fact that everybody knows February 5th verdict is going to be against the Mohammeds, and they will be extradited. all of this hastiness, hurrying, impatience, it is because of that. They want to hurry by any means necessary to get the man sworn in, then to use that as a premise for him to be exempt or blocked from being extradited. That case that they used about this other person who was wanted in the Netherlands for drugs and all these kinds of things, and he fought the case in Guyana, that is of no consequence compared to what the Mohammeds did. You can't reference that individual. So everybody that has issues with extradition, and they may have been blocked from it, they are friends of Irfan Ali. What about those who were supposed to be extradited under the PNC, but they weren't? The court found that it was not a legitimate request. Oh, they were friends with the PNC too? This man who was supposed to be extradited 2024, and he won the case in a PNC court. What does that got to do with Ali? What does that got to do with the current government? If somebody wins a case in a court, it means that it's the government, it's political interference. All them criminals who got off, all them criminals who are on bail, including Azruddin and his father, it's the government. The government helped them to get bail. You think there is something special about Azruddin Mohammed? What is so special about him? There's nothing special about that man. Everything is a conspiracy to you Negroes. Everything is a conspiracy. You enjoy a corrupt justice system. You enjoy that. This is why I said money talks and bullshit walks. From Charandas. Charandas, a total loser. Total loser. You are a scum, Charandas. A paki. A chink. Imagine you were in India. Imagine you, Charandas, were in India at the consulate of Guyana in India. You. How the heck did you even get there? Well, for that you can blame the PPP. Oh yes. That you can blame the PPP. They should have learned. They should have learned their lesson. Charandas is just like Amanza Walter Desir, Simona Brooms, Aubrey Norton, Campbell. Same. He may have an Indian DNA. He may have biology of the Indo-Guyanese, but he's black. Charandas is black. He's a politician for hire. A politician for hire. But now he's not a politician anymore. He's no longer a politician. Who wants him? Nobody wants him. But he's still trying to pretend to be relevant, forgetting that he is the most unworthy, distrusting, toxic, lying scam in the history of politics in Guyana, Charandas. And you're coming out because you receive your usual checks. How much money did you get, Charandas, to snitch on the PNC? How much money did you get, received, Charandas, to snitch, to cross over from the PNC, to join the PPP in Parliament, making the PNC, reducing their seats? How much were you paid to do that? How much? Tell the people that you want to trust you. Tell them how much money you accepted, and you accepted how much. Tell them. Don't come pretending to be some credible voice. You're not a credible voice, Charandas. You're a loser. You're paid higher. How much was it? 20 million? Was it 20 million Guyana dollars, Charandas, you were paid to boycott, to turn against the PNC in the parliament? I'm speculating. Could be more, because you're a hustler. And now you want to, not that you want to, just because the PPP did not suck up to your nonsense in India and all your lies and your pretends and your corruption, you turned against them now because Azruddin paid you a sum? Don't you think he's going to talk? Don't you think his people will know how much money he gave you to come out and make that stupid statement? You are advising the president. What are you, a lawyer? What the fuck is wrong with you? You are a total loser. A total loser. And you don't care what becomes of Guyana's future. You never do. Because in the first instance, if you had any morals, Charandas, any morals, you would never have in the first place stood with the PNC. 2015, you would never have done that. But you have no morals. You failed with the PPP, so you crossed over to the PNC. You betrayed the PNC, you cross over back to the PPP. And because the PPP, because President Ali is a man of law and order, and he's a no-nonsense man, and he is not tolerating your bullshit, now you cross over. You're speaking on behalf of Win. All them names that you call, all them lawyers that you call, and all these names that you call, the Guyanese people don't trust them. Nobody trusts lawyers. Who trusts lawyers? Lawyers are hustlers. They are hustlers. That's what they do. They say what they have to say to the highest bidder. So if the lawyer that criticized the Mohammeds is now a part of the Mohammed scam, who cares? Lawyers are lawyers. They're not credible. They're worse than politicians. So the Guyanese people should not listen to you. But because the Guyanese people are curious and they have an appetite for stupidity, when you show up, they click. And not only click, they share your nonsense with me, so I have to listen to hear what you're saying. Denounce this man. Let him go back to these blacks that he betrayed. But then again, he's already there, because supporting Win is supporting the black people, and that's what they do. How can we allow this to happen, Guyanese? Look at what the Afro-Guyanese caused. Look at what they have brought to that country. Forcing the Constitution to compromise to that level, even though it endangers the Constitution. But I'll always cast the blame on Anil Nandalal. Mr. Nandalal, doesn't matter what you say. You can stick to your position how much you want. At the end of the day, it's your call. It was your call. When the warrant came and the Home Affairs Minister signed off, she did her part. The Minister of Foreign Affairs signed off. They did their part. It was you to use your politics and made sure that you assign the case to a magistrate that you know has the back of the president and the government. No matter how this Judge Judy is twisting and turning around, she put them on bail. She put them on bail. Hence, we have this issue now, because if they were locked up or denied bail, we wouldn't have this constitutional crisis we have now. They would have been long gone. Long gone. So it's on you, Anil. It's not on Ali. It's not on the president. It's not his call. Everybody's looking to him. Everybody's pointing a finger at him. It's not his call. The justice system is independent. It's independent from government interference. But if you have a government appointee, a political appointee as justice minister, that's where they should look out for the interest of the government and the party. And there you failed. You failed, Anil Nandalan. Look where we are now. The Speaker of the House went on vacation to give you people enough time to solve this issue. Enough time. Look at what they put that man through. Look at what they put that man through. A world-renowned speaker where the global committee, the global organization of parliamentary speakers recognize Manzoor Nadir as one of the most credible speakers of the houses in this generation. The most credible. There is no corruption to the man's name. There is nothing illegal. There's no red flags when it comes to Manzoor Nadir. He is the most efficient, the most professional, the most educated Speaker of the Parliament in the history of Guyana. And look at what you lowlifes put that man through. Look what you did. You made the Americans, the Canadians, and these are the two, conspire by the rhetoric that they've been shoving out to put pressure on a man that is as credible as Manzoor Nadir, to get him to compromise, put the country at risk, put the Constitution at risk for a fugitive criminal. The man is a fugitive. Azruddin Mohammed is a fugitive. He is wanted by the American, the Justice Department in America. What do you think a fugitive offender is? It means he has been tried in the US, found guilty, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. Now he's trying to evade arrest, obstruction of justice. But since he's in another country, they have to do it via that country's system to get him extradited. That's what a fugitive is. He's a fugitive of justice. There is nothing innocent about the Mohammeds, nothing innocent about them. And this is the cursed individual. First, you elected, you sidelined. And I'll say this, let me deal with your conscience. Amanza, Ms. Desire, Campbell, Norton, Brooms, and all the other losers in the so-called opposition. Don't forget, your people betrayed you. Your people chose a criminal, a wanted man over you just for a few dollars more. Don't forget that. The Afro-Guyanese betrayed you. They betrayed you. So don't come out because you may have been allegedly also paid. Because all of you, the Mohammeds got to, every one of you, that you can at this moment, you didn't do it before, since September, October, November, December, when the parliament was convened, After then, you didn't do it. And just a few days left for the main case in the court, and all of you suddenly rise up to talk in support of Azruddin Mohammed. And you want people to think that it's just spontaneous, coincidence, is not coordinated, is not planned, it's not bought. You want to tell me suddenly everybody who has no business with the Mohammeds are putting their face, their voice, and their credibility on the line to push for this man to be sworn in the parliament for nothing? Amanza Desir, are you telling me that you hate Tabitha Haley so much just because them blacks boycott you? Amanza Desir, they boycott you, they don't like you, they don't trust you. Because you hate another black woman so much to the detriment of the country, you would rather pressure or try to pressure the Speaker of the House to convene a meeting or the Parliament to have a criminal elected opposition leader other than a sister because you hate your own kind? Every one of you, that's what you're doing. Let me tell you something. You see what Charandas did to the PNC? Charandas took the bribe and made a lifelong fuck up to support his own kind. He was pretending to be against the PPP. He was a spy for the PPP in the PNC in case shit happens. And when shit happens, he lived up to his calling, the deciding factor to break or build the PNC. And he stepped away for the right price for his own kind. You think I'm pissed with him for that? No, that's loyalty. Even if it's bought, that's loyalty to race, to people. Don't be mad at the man. If the tables were turned and the leader of WIN was a black man and everybody else under him were Indo-Guyanese, and that leader had the same issues like this criminal Mohammed, extradition, indictment, all these fraud cases, all these murder hanging over his head, you honestly think, I'm talking now to Amanza Desir, Campbell, and all them PNC people that came out and put their credibility on the line to speak for Azruddin. I'm talking to you. Listen, you think those Indians, those Indo-Guyanese, would have done what you did to support a black man who is a criminal as opposition leader, and they have the option to get rid of him and put an Indian in his place? You think they would have done it? Of course not. Because they're clever, they're smart. If they see an opportunity, they take it. But you niggas are so dumb. You wouldn't learn, would you? You wouldn't learn. Just because you hate another black woman, just because it's not you, you rather vote in the parliament for a man who is wanted and who will eventually leave and can put the entire parliament under sanction, can affect Guyana's income, can affect the smooth running of the government. Because the president is a smart man and he will avoid all the issues and programs that is important for the country because he will not stoop to that criminal. So there's certain aspect of the country's affairs that will not be dealt with because President Ali will not stoop to that level, to that shitty level, to deal with no opposition leader with blood on his hands. So who is going to be affected, you stupid fools? Your constituents. All you had to do, Campbell, Norton, Amanda, all these others, all you had to do was to do what politicians do. Put your interest first. Whether the Mohammeds paid all of you 6 million or 5 million or whatever it is to come out and add pressure to the government or not, blacks are for hire. But at least you should have had some conscience to support Tabitha for the opposition leader. You should have had some conscience. You hate yourself so much, you don't even care. You don't even care if Muhammad was a donkey with 4 legs. You didn't care. The main thing that he wasn't black. And you didn't have to have the pressure of supporting someone black. You hate your own kind. Are you telling me I hate black people? You think I would have done that? In as much as you can say what you say about my issues with the Afro-Guyanese or the Africans in general, if I was in any position, I would be voting against Azruddin Mohammed. Anybody else but him. Even if Norton's name came up, I would be voting for Norton as against Azruddin Mohammed. Yes. Then you will see how much I hate black people. No, I ain't supporting criminals. I am not supporting criminals. It's a failure. Why, man? I said it before, if you hate Guyana so much, just leave. Why would you want to compromise like that? Why would you want to compromise like that? You went to the man's house, the Speaker of the House, Mansour Nadir, last night. Nighttime, you went and protest the man's house at night. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh, damn. That hideous crapple-faced woman, that black skunt, Odessa Primus. You people are shameless, man. You are going and protest an Indo-Guyanese house for an Indo-Guyanese. What's in it for you? You're going to disturb that man's peace. This is the second time Mansour has to deal with these Negroes. First, the PNC threatened the man and did so many things to the man in the 2000s. Now here we go again. Another PNC faction. Going and protesting at nights, threatening the man's family. And this is okay for Guyanese? Guyanese, this is okay for you? When are we going to come out and support our government? When? When are we going to come out and support our government? Why couldn't we have had people come out and support Mansour Nadir? If the when people come out at nighttime, who protests at night? This is why these evil people, evil. You had the whole day. What message are you sending the man to come to his house at nighttime? What happened to law and order? If they can do that to the Speaker of the House, who is close to the President, not in terms of friendship, in terms of power, who else is safe? If they can violate the privacy, the constitutional protection of the Speaker of the Parliament, a world renowned Speaker of the Parliament, where are we going? And they're doing this to favor a sanctioned, indicted criminal just because he thinks to speed up the process before February 5th, he don't have to show up in the courts because he's the opposition leader. Therefore, he can't be taken to court. His lawyers can go represent him. Who is putting stuff in this man's head to let him think or believe that that's his getting out of jail card? Swearing in as opposition leader. I am seeing a miracle. I'm seeing it. That on the 26th, Monday, whatever will happen, when all the parties are there and they decide to vote for the opposition, they just can't have one name. No. This in presumptive opposition. They have to vote. A few names need to be presented. Okay? A few names. So you can have the Tabitha Haley woman, this idiot, Mohammed. You can have Campbell. You can have Norton. You can have those four names to be elected as opposition leader. The miracle I see, all it takes is 3 people from the Win camp. 3. That's all it takes. The PNC has 12. The Forward Guyana is 13. And all they need is 3. So if 3 from the Win camp step over, what do we have? The opposition now has 16. Win has 13. And if the 13 from Win vote for Azruddin and the 16 from the other side vote for Tabitha, what you're going to do? Call for another vote? You're going to call for another vote and you say it's rigged, it's fraud, because the people voted for Azruddin as opposition leader? No, they didn't. They didn't. So this presumptive thing, don't hook on that. The parliamentary opposition members need to register their vote as to who they want. So whether the Win has 16 seats, it doesn't mean Azruddin would be the opposition leader. All 16 has to vote for him. And as far as I see, look at his court cases. Who do you see coming there? The protest at the Speaker's house. Who were there? Yesterday, barging in on the Speaker's office at the Parliament. Who did you see on the interviews when they were talking to the press? Did you count 16? Did you count all the parliamentarians there? Did you see their faces? Who did you see in the camera? And who were absent? Let that sink in. So if they think that they're pushing this thing, that he is going to be the one to get all 16 votes, that is yet to be decided. It is yet to be decided. He would have to, Azruddin Mohammed, would have to get all the members of the Win Party who are in the parliament to sign an agreement and pay them. He has to pay them. Pay. If it's 50 million each, with a contract to say, this is the money, 50 million. Here is the agreement that you agree to accept this money. And in the time of voting, you will vote for Azruddin as opposition leader. He will have to do that with each and every member in the Win camp for the parliament, all 16. If that didn't happen, Azruddin Mohammed needs to understand he didn't vote for himself. The Win political party was presented to the Guyanese people, and the Guyanese people voted for Win political party, not for Azruddin, the individual. All the candidates that were on the list for the elections, they're the ones who collectively received 109,000 votes, not Azruddin single-handedly received that. All the individuals. So if any one of them can be elected for the opposition seat, any one of them, doesn't mean it has to be him. Could be anyone. And since those people around him, some are doctors, lawyers, they're all professional people, educated people, all of them. They have a conscience as well. And if their conscience is working and they stand for law and order, and they want the rest of the country to understand that the country made the right decision to vote the party as opposition, they would not vote for Azruddin if they want Guyana to trust them for the next election. They will not do that. Then they will make it clear that Azruddin Mohammed has no control over them. It's a political party. He is not the party. The party is a combination of individuals and supporters. The party has its executive, he might be the leader. But it doesn't mean because he's the leader of the party, automatically he should be the opposition leader in the parliament. Doesn't mean so. It never does. This is why they have voting. This is why they say we vote as to who from the opposition side is going to be the leader of that opposition. That is determined in the parliament, not in the party caucuses, in the parliament. And when that time comes, could be Tabitha Haley, could be Norton, could be Campbell, any of the three can be elected leader of the opposition. But people of Guyana, you must understand, mistakes were made. Hence we are in this position. Mistakes were made. You have a chance to correct that mistake. You should speak to the people that you vote for in the Win camp. You're on their pages, you're on their wall, you follow them on social media. You should speak to that and tell them to make the right decision. Tell them on Monday, today's Wednesday, They have enough time for their conscience to get clear. You trusted them to make the right decision. The country is busy cleaning all the backlogs with the negativity, the accusation, the crime syndicates, the drug barons. They're busy. The Guyana government is working with the Americans to clean up the hemisphere with narco, illegal guns, gold smuggling. Busy. You want a parliament that is headed by an opposition individual that is guilty of all of the above, guilty of drug smuggling, guilty of guns, guilty of gold smuggling, guilty of alleged murder, guilty of money laundering. You name it, he is guilty of it. Tell me how the country can achieve the objective in being in alignment with the established first world countries if you have an opposition leader as criminal as Azruddin Mohammed. How is that going to be possible? You tell me. All of you in the Win Party, you have the pandit, this hustler, this pandit. Imagine that man held ceremonies, jandi, puja, conduct weddings for people. And such a man can come out in support of an evil criminal like Azruddin Mohammed. This is why a lot of the times when these pandits are doing things for people, the people can't prosper. Because all they have is the title, but their heart is far from what they profess to represent. How the heck can he be supporting Azruddin Mohammed and putting his face on camera in defense of this criminal? The world knows he's a criminal. A man's a desire. You want people to trust you. This is why the Afro-Guyanese couldn't trust you. Campbell. I mean, how much did this man pay you people? How much did he pay you? Every day there's illegal guns. Every day there's crime. Murder, rape, violence. Every day. You don't come out and talk about that. You never hear from the PNC, the Forward Guyana, or the Win Party commentary when it comes to breakdown in law and order. You never hear. Now suddenly, they're coming in solidarity for a criminal to be legitimized in the parliament, the house that is supposed to be pure. Where are we right now? Are you the bullshit that walks because you were paid by Azruddin? Look at what the speaker had to endure. The torment, the torture. Now, whatever happens to the community from this point, if you make the mistake and you accept the monies, you sell your soul, and you put this criminal as opposition leader, and you risk it all, if and when you do that, Afro-Guyanese, you need to understand it's on you. It's on you. Because society at large will start to treat you accordingly because you don't deserve anything good. You don't deserve anything good. Look at what you did. Look at what you did with the country. You put your entire nation and the future of Guyana, the financial future of Guyana, at risk. So you don't deserve anything good. Your communities will be neglected. Your future will be uncertain. You talk about poverty. Oh, it's coming. A breakdown in law and order. It is coming. You will have a taste of the ugliness you brought on your country by voting and making Azruddin Mohammed opposition leader. And like I said, that does not make him immune from extradition. Because when he's in handcuff and extradited, what then? He will appoint whoever he wants to take his place. You think that's how it works? You will have to go and vote again. Or the government has the constitutional right to object to a second election of opposition leader. So there shall be none when he's in prison. None. There wouldn't be a second sitting to elect a second opposition leader. There wouldn't be. There ain't no deputy opposition leader. You're an opposition leader, that's it. The party has to vote you out, and the party has to recommend somebody else. But if he's arrested, not if, when he's arrested and extradited in his capacity as opposition leader, that position is gone already. The government will conduct the affairs of the state for the remaining 5 years without an opposition leader. Then what shall you do? You're going to protest? There won't be anybody else to bribe anybody to vote for anything. What shall you do? What's going to be your excuse? You have a chance now to make sure that never happens. You have a chance to secure your future. You have a chance to make sure that Azruddin and his father does not damage or risk your children's future. You have a chance for that. And what is your chance? Pressure the members of the Win Party, pressure them to ensure that they do not vote for Azruddin. They do not. Then you show your character. You have a black woman. You already betrayed your organic PNC party. You decimated that party. You already did that. This is your chance to make it up. This is your chance to show that Black lives matter. This is your chance to show that you stand in solidarity with Afro-Guyanese like yourself. This is a chance for you to understand and to show that you are going to empower Black women. This is your chance. And vote for Tabitha. Vote against the Mohammed. History will not forgive you. History will never forgive you if you ignore your sister, a woman of pure character, a woman who's loyal to her race, because she could have joined the PPP. She joined a party that she knew is a Black party. Give her your support. Tell the members of the Win Party that's in the parliament to vote for that sister. Put the hatred aside. Put the hatred aside. For once, Afro-Guyanese, for once, show that you stand with your own kind. For once. All you go into church, you belong to some religion. Let a Black woman serve you. Let her hold the government accountable. You think she's going to be in them low-life thing with flying drones over people's places and talk about this land and that land? You think she'll be busy with that? No, because she's smarter. She will deal with more pressing issues that is important for your benefit. She won't get in personal politics because you have some grievance with somebody. No. And the fact that she's not a billionaire or a millionaire, she can't bribe people. She has to follow the law and go according to the book. She can represent you anywhere, any country. Show your character as Black people. Pressure those Blacks in the Win Party not to vote for Azruddin Mohammed. This is your chance to show that you are united as a people. Because, like I said before, and let it sink in, if Azruddin Mohammed was black and the people in the party were Indians, he was out. No questions. He was a goner. But he's Indian, and the people in the Win Party are black. What now? You think he could do a better job than Tabitha? He's an idiot. He's dumb. He's stupid. He's a numbskull. You think he can bribe the president to get the president to do things for him in the parliament? No. You need an actual, smart, equipped politician to take on that role. The president has absolutely no respect for Azruddin. Nobody does. But the president will fear. The president will fear Tabitha Haley. He's going to take her serious. You think he's going to take Azruddin serious? Let's do the right thing. I'm disappointed that the speaker was pressured, threatened to hold a meeting for that thing to happen. But I don't know the details. I don't know the I don't know the extent of the threat. I don't know how far they went to get this man to compromise. I don't know who pressured him. I don't know. But I know it's not the government. Whether it's the Americans because they want to see chaos in Guyana, or the Canadians, or whatever threat the speaker had to face, we don't know. But understand this, Guyanese. At the end of the day, we have to be proud of the Speaker of the House, Mansour Nadir, for holding out as long as he could have. We have to give him the respect and the honor for that. We have to give President Ali the respect and the honor for remaining out, for not getting involved. Because if the president was a dictator, as they accused the man of being, if he was a dictator, in no way Azruddin would have been on the ballot in the first place. But Ali is the greatest president, a man of law and order. He follows the Constitution. He has done everything according to the book. I wish he hadn't. I wish he hadn't. I wish Ali was a dictator. We wouldn't have this issue. Why the Americans can't meddle in the Chinese politics? Why they can't meddle in the Russian politics? Why they can't meddle in these countries that are running their government the way they see? Why? Because they can take advantage of Guyana. They're pressuring the government via their embassies to make compromises that endangers the country. Why the Americans don't pick on countries that can stand up to them? No, they don't. They want to control Guyana. They should have been pressuring the government to say, hey, you can't have this man as opposition leader because they want him. They should be doing that. And they should fire that ambassador. She should be recalled. She should be fired and recalled. What kind of a mixed message the Americans are sending? What kind of a mixed message? You send one of your top prosecutors to handle this case, while at the same time your ambassador is speaking in favor of the same man that you are prosecuting. What kind of a double standard is that? I know you're playing politics, and the Speaker of the House is cornered. Cornered. And he was right in what he said about Canada and America. He has absolutely every right to say that. We need to support our own and stop bowing to foreign interference. We have the oil, remember? We have the oil. We have the resources that they want. They have nothing that we want. So the fact that we are accommodating them and allowing them to exploit our resources, while at the same time they can be so have the audacity to make all those frivolous statements in favor of corruption. Mr. Mansour Nadir, you did your best. The country understands. We are praying for you to make sure that those Negroes don't attack you. We are proud of our president and his team. But the people have to mobilize, and have counter protest. When they go out and they scare off our officials like that, we should have a protest to counteract with theirs. Yeah, it's an eye for an eye. We can't sit back every time and allow them to take advantage of us, bully us, and just say, leave it to God. If the country had supported Mansour Nadir, he would not have crumbled to that extent that he had to announce a date for the election of a criminal. The people who were the loudest voices are the people who were against the government and Indo-Guyanese. The racist faction of Guyanese society are the ones who are pressuring the government to do an illegal act as swearing in a criminal just because they hate Indo-Guyanese. You think they like Muhammad? You think Amanza Walton loves him? She cusses Indians all the time. You think Norton likes Indians? You think Campbell likes Indians? The PNC is a racist party. We all know they don't like Indian people. This is not because this is not like they like Muhammad. They are doing this because they want to see fair play. They want to see fair play so they can use it and say, you see, this is the government you elected. Look at the chaos they're causing the country. Look at what they bring to the parliament. They allow this man to be sworn in. Trust me. Wait and you shall see. They want to set up the government. They want to set up the speaker to use it against him in the future. It's all a ploy. It's all a plot to put the government in a position so they can say, look, we don't have confidence in the government. So they can have a tool for their protest. But the speaker fell for it. He crumbled under the pressure. But like I said, we don't know the extent of the threats. We don't know the extent of what he had to go through. So therefore, we can't judge him. But for the rest of you, on all of the pages of these WIN people, let them know how you really feel. Be proud of your country. Stop them from voting Azruddin as opposition leader. There must be other names that will surface. His name is not the only name that will be there to vote. No. There are other names that will surface. And on the list, because it's secret ballots, from that they can tell. Listen, no, hands raised, hands has to know. It's a whole other process. Then we'll see. The ayes have it. Tabitha Haley is the opposition leader. Tell me what Mohammed will do. What will put hit on everybody? Those who ain't vote for him, you're going to put hit on them? You're going to pay his stooges and his criminals to go after them? I don't think so. We're going to stay on this. We are going to stay on this to educate them stupid thugs in the WIN party, to let them understand Black lives matter. Vote for a sister. Vote for a Black woman to be the first female opposition leader in Guyana. She is the best person to hold President Ali accountable. A woman, not a criminal. Until next time.